Hi Aquarius, welcome to Universal Guidance. It's time for your weekly reading. I have shuffled these cards really well, so if you feel compelled, please like and subscribe. I'm going to shuffle them 3 more times. We're going to have a 2-part reading. The overall energy will be in the first half of the reading. Cut. And here we go for Aquarius. Aquarius. What can you expect? You're right in the center of your own reading is the overall energy. So Aquarius, there you are, right in the center of your own reading is the King of Swords, male or female. This is kind of guarding your truth. Got your sword up like in defensive mode about truth. I need to read on and find out why this energy surrounds your whole reading. Up here in your highest energy, the 9 of Pentacles. That's lovely. This is being single, independent, self-confident, secure, stable in yourself. Grounded, very grounded. You know who you are. You know what you want. It's actually this 9 of Pentacles is right next to the King of Pentacles. So you really might have Earth in your chart or around this reading, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But the energy of this card as the King of Pentacles, male or female, is security, stability, groundedness, the same thing as a 9 of Pentacles. But you're really looking at that pentacle. That is really important to you. You like to be stable. You might be looking at a commitment. Sometimes this can signify a commitment. Now, right now, it looks like you're single and you have all these good qualities of the stability and the security and the groundedness. But you might be taking it a little farther. I don't know. Let's read the rest of the reading and see. But this, this security, this stability is very important to you. You're adoring that pentacle. That is it for you, Aquarius. That is very important. Right next to the King of Pentacles is the Justice card. So this is the card for Libra. Libra might be in your chart, might be around this reading. This is about the balancing of your scales and protecting that balance. See, the sword is up again. So it's like you're very balanced. You're in a very good place in your life. And while you're looking at that pentacle, you're like on guard about, you don't want to be engaged, I don't think. I think you're enjoying your singleness here. And you have your sword up. You're like, I'm balanced. I know who I am. I know what I want. And I don't want to get caught up in a commitment or something like that. I need to read on. Under the 9 of Pentacles is the 4 of Pentacles. There's a lot of pentacles to start with here. This is like, yeah, you want to stay in the 9 of Pentacles. You're like, your feet are glued to those pentacles. So it's almost like there's somebody who wants to get you out of this energy of the 9 of Pentacles. Like maybe they want to share their energy with you, or they want you to share your energy with them, something like that. And you're feeling like, no, I really want to protect what I have, who I am right now. You're just not up to it. This King of Swords is right under the King of Pentacles. So that's what you're protecting. You're protecting those pentacles. I don't think you really want to share them right now. I got the 3 of Cups right next to the King of Swords and right under the Justice card. So you're staying balanced. Your sword is up. Your sword is up about your truth, about, what you have, you have. I don't think you want to share it. But there is like partying or joyous occasions. Okay, I think you're enjoying somebody's company here. Might be glasses of wine or something. But there's somebody here that you're enjoying. But it almost feels like they want to pull you out of your 9 of Pentacles energy. You enjoy them too. That's very obvious with this 3 of Cups being here. So let me read on. Under the 4 of Pentacles is the Knight of Cups. Yeah, you have offered love, okay, to somebody that I think is in this group here. And this is sincere. you have sincere feelings for something. It's the Knight of Cups. This is a sincere cup of love. And it's next to the Magician. And the Magician is pointing out, and I always like to look around the Magician, that you are guarding your stability and your security. I don't think you're ready, Tarot. You have offered love. You come in like a male or female, like, you know, a knight in shining armor, male or female, with this cup of love. But I don't think you want to go any further than that right now. The Magician is also right next to the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is under this Three of Cups. This is like the reason why you feel like you're going to get hurt. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want to jeopardize anything. You probably have before. So this energy is still kind of holding you back. But you're just not ready. You're not ready. I need the other half of this reading. For Aquarius. Oh, it looks like you have a nice relationship with somebody. But it also looks like you're not ready to give up any part of your own security or stability at this point. Okay? They are a soulmate. So let's start up here in your highest energy. This is a soulmate card. You might have known them since childhood, teenage years, or before. But you have known them in other lifetimes. So you feel the soulmate connection, okay? There is a very real connection between you and this person that you've offered this sincere cup of love to. Now, this soulmate card is sitting right next to the King of Cups. This is possible water energy, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. But the energy is what's more important, and this King of Cups, male or female, is holding a huge cup of love, but right next to their body. They're not handing it out. Like they have the feelings. You have the feelings, but you don't want to hand it out like the king. You'd rather hand it out like the Knight of Cups. So you're kind of hanging on. You're kind of pulling back on, like, you know, you go into this relationship so far, but you're not ready to move any further. Okay, any further forward. This is, you know, for some reason, this is all becoming a spiritual lesson for you. You have already been through a spiritual lesson. But let me read on. This is part of a spiritual lesson from the universe. There's something that you need to learn through all of this. Wow, I need to read on. So I'd really like to understand if because it's right next to holding this big cup of love back. And that's the only card I can say it's right next to yet. Okay. So under the Six of Cups is the Page of Swords. You're on guard. It's right, you know, looking right at this Three of Cups, enjoying somebody's company. And there is love there. There's three cups here. There's a cup here. There's a cup here. There is love. Look at the cups. There's 6 cups in the Six of Cups. There's love. But you're on guard. You're like, no, I don't want to go any further. This is as far as I want to go, please. So, you know, I feel like you're on guard. It's sitting next to the Queen of Wands, and this is fire energy. So that'd be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius energy. Might be in your chart, might be around this other person. But what's most important, male or female, about this card is that staff of new beginnings and fresh starts. And if you're on guard, you think if you hand that cup out, you're going to be handing that wand out too. Okay? So this is what I'm getting, Aquarius, from your reading, is that's why you're holding your cup back. That big old cup of love, because you don't want the move forward. You don't want a new beginning or fresh start. You don't want to take the next step forward. So on the other side of the Queen of Wands, I see you're on guard here, but right here it's like, and right under the Judgment card, it's like, no way. Am I moving forward? Am I doing that? Because I want to hang on to this giant cup of love, because if I don't, then we're moving forward, and I want to stay single and stable and secure on my own. So, the Knight of Swords is under the Judgment card. I feel like you might be resisting this judgment of some sort. This judgment has to do with, don't lose somebody that is supposed to be in your life that you really do have a lot of love for. Let me read on. I feel like you might be cutting out your judgment. And if you are, it'll keep coming back and back and back until you get it. And I mean, it'll come back lifetime after lifetime, many times during one lifetime, until you get it. So, let me read on. Under this Page of Swords is the Devil card. There was toxic energy involved here. There's somebody else involved. That's one of the reasons you don't want to move forward. There is someone toxic in your life. It's one of these, I think, is one of these three people. I think you've been entertaining more than one person. One of them is toxic and one of them is not. One of them I think you're supposed to be with, and the other one you're not supposed to. This toxic energy, yeah, you know, but you still are entertaining them. But you are at your wit's end. You're getting done with it. You're getting done with the toxic one. There's a toxic one here. But this is the Nine of Wands. All worn out, drugged through the mud. You've had enough. This is probably part of that spiritual lesson right here. It's all making sense to me. There is somebody else involved in this equation here. And, you know, they also wanted to move forward. They also want a fresh start. And they're toxic. And I think you've come to your wit's end. I actually think you're going to let this one go. I think it's all connected here with this Knight of Swords. The actual cutting out of. And maybe you are learning your judgment. But I feel like it's been a long haul. And I feel like one of these people is actually a soulmate that you really do have a big cup of love for. You don't have a big cup of love, I don't think, for one of them. But then again, there you are, hanging on to those pentacles, like, no, I'm safe and I'm secure and I'm independent and I'm self-confident and I don't want to give any of that up. But then on the back side here of the Nine of Wands is this Ten of Pentacles. Now this is sharing the pentacle. You cut out that whole idea. You do not want to share your pentacle at all. Excuse me. This is really good energy. This is solid. You know, this is for now. This is where you are right now. I think you haven't finished your spiritual lesson yet. I'd like to see what happens next week, next month, with your reading, because this Ten of Pentacles is one of the best cards in the deck. But this involves a couple, and it also involves, there's pets, there's a child, there's extended family. So this is like marriage. This is like commitment with someone else. And this is living in the same house. This is like, for now, you're cutting out that whole idea. And I think a lot of it has to do with this toxic energy. I don't think it has a whole lot to do with the soulmate up here that you do have a giant cup of love for. I think it mostly has to do with this toxic energy. You're in the middle of a spiritual lesson, Aquarius. What are you going to do? So for now, you're like, no, I'm just going to hang on to my pentacles and I'm going to stay right where I am. Oh, Aquarius, this was your reading, and thank you for watching Universal Guidance.